said that. No, gay men aren't retarded. They're gorgeous gay men.
Right.
Look at them.
Right.
Yes.
But
why do you ask the question?
Because in that song, whenever I heard that song, "I'm my own special creation," I always thought, are they saying that gay men are a bit special? And then you chose that lyric as your entree.
No, I know where you're coming from, but no, I love gay men.
Right. Well, yes, of course.
Yeah.
But you were married to a female for some time.
I was. You know what it's like, when you first start in life and you don't realize that there are things like men with dicks, and I sort of went down the woman thing, because of my upbringing and everything. In fact, if women had penises, I'd be thrilled. I really would. Because I love tits. Do you know what I mean?
I love tits.
They're gorgeous.
Yes.
You've got a lovely pair down there. Really good. Tell me, have you got a dick?
But within hands reach, I'm sure.
You can find that.
You can. I know. I know. I'm not so sure whether I like that. I say that in a frivolous way, but not to you, Madam, of course. No, you're gorgeous and lovely, and perhaps we could meet afterwards and see what you're made of. Yes. Anyway, I'm sorry. Yes.
That's all right. I was just watching your technique. Where are you from originally?
I was born in Oldham, outside Manchester, and my mother hated it because it was very depressing 3 years ago. So we came down in the back of a Pickford's lorry, and we went to Salisbury in Wiltshire.
You and your mother?
My father, yes.
Right.
We were all together.
Right.
And so I was brought up in Salisbury in Wiltshire, which was lovely.
Were you an only child?
I was, and then when I was 18 years old, my mother suddenly said to me, darling, she said, I'm pregnant. Well, I was appalled. I mean, the thought of one's parents still doing it was just dreadful. And so, I know differently now, of course. Yes, anyway. So I have a lovely brother who is really like a friend. He's my best friend. He's a lovely boy, but not like, because I left home, I didn't see him poo-poos and things like that.
Right.
I missed all that.
You left home to see other people do it.
Yes.
Where did you go to when you first left home?
I went to, in those days, it was fantastic for young actors because there was a system called repertory companies, and you could go there and work for £2 a week and learn your trade. Of course, that doesn't happen anymore now, sadly, because if you join theatre, if you're lucky enough to join the theatre, you have to be paid something like £200 a week or something. But anyway, I did that, and then I went to Bristol Old Vic Theatre School, which was fantastic.
When you say learn your trade, do you mean suck a lot of cock?
Yeah, I do, yeah. I find that's a very good thing to do. Actually, at that particular point, I didn't know. I remember I was so innocent. I was a student ASM, as I've just told you, on £2 a week. And I remember there was an actor called Raymond Bowers who was very, very flamboyant. And I remember being very quiet, and I came in one day, I'd been out cropping for next production, and I was standing in the queue for a coffee in the bar, and it was full of actors and technicians, and Raymond Bowers said, look, there's that Christopher Biggins, he's so queer, he's a lesbian. And everybody laughed, and I didn't know what anything meant. I didn't know what queer meant, I didn't know what lesbian meant. I mean, it was a terrible moment. All I knew, I blushed.
Right. But you stayed in the theatre anyway.
I did stay, because I like lesbians.
Right.
That's why I like you. And you.
Exactly. A real fellow.
You are. Yeah. You're a sort of what do they call that? You're a pretty lesbian, aren't you? A sort of lipstick. A lipstick lesbian, yes. Have you got a lover? You don't have a big bull type then, you don't. You'd like a birthday. You'd like one, would you? Well, there she's available. Anyway, it's like blind date now.
Yeah, you love working a crowd.
I do. I love an audience.
And you love the holiday shows, don't you?
What do you mean? Oh, pantomime.
Yeah, you love
I love pantomime, yes. I'm going to be in Cardiff this year, seats and all prices. I'm doing Robinson Crusoe and the Pirates of the Caribbean, and I'm playing Mrs. Caruso, of course.
Of course. Yeah, that's fantastic.
It's a very taxing role. It's a bit like Widow Twaggy last year in Aladdin, funny enough. But, oh, don't go. You're going.
No, he's taking photos.
Oh, he's taking photos. Oh, I see. All right, that's right. Just
Now,
checking.
is it true? Who did we have on? We had someone else on who was talking about panto dames and saying these panto dames can be the biggest divas of all. Not specifically, it wasn't talking about you, but talking about sort of regional theater, these panto dames. It's the 1 week of the year that they work, or the month of the year that they work on stage. And you would think that the Joan Collins and the Carringtons. Has that been your experience?
No, because I always work with a happy ship. But funny enough, talking of Joan Collins, she was in. I got her a job last year because she was feeling a bit down and out, and she was going to go to Australia to do a show, and it was cancelled. So I got her pantomime in Birmingham. She was on £65,000 a week, which didn't please me at all. I can tell you that. Because I wasn't. Funny enough, I worked with the Hoff yesterday, David Hasselhoff, and he was saying, you know, Biggins, I very much like to do a pantomime. I'd like 500,000 for 49 performances. I said, you stupid cunt. Anyway, so Joan Collins managed to do pantomime, but she really, I kept saying to her, Joan, it's very, very tough. You won't realise how difficult it is. Twice a day, you know, there's 1 day off a week. She said, no, darling, I've done films. I've been working 18 hours a day. She was exhausted. And when I went to see it, oh dear, I shouldn't be telling a story. I will tell you. The opening number, she came on and she was doing strange things with her hands, like this. And I thought, that's very, very odd. And I found out later she'd forgotten to put her tail on. And this flagellation, she should have had a tail, but she just mined to it. And then there was a wonderful moment where she had a bit of a cold. So she came on stage, she went, and she turned to the wings. She said, do you have any water? And she walked over to the wings, and someone gave her some water. And she said, have you drunk from it? And there was obviously a no. We didn't know what was going on. And then she took a sip. She went back. She said, now where are we? I mean, I don't think she really got to the pantomime scene at all. 65,000 fucking pounds.
I saw her in the paper in a two-piece bikini.
It was.
I saw her in a
newspaper.
Yeah, in a two-piece bikini coming out or returning to the sea. I'm not sure which. But when I saw her in that, I thought, wow, she's doing panto and burn. Who the fuck did that to her?
I know it's me. I take full blame. She's not doing it this year, I have to tell you.
No.
But you know, she is the most amazing woman. I've had the privilege of being in the south of France with her, and seeing her first thing in the morning with no wig and no makeup, and she does look fantastic. She's never had a knife near her. She really hasn't. I mean,
But the two of them are increasingly looking alike. Have you noticed?
Who's that?
Her and her husband. They increasingly look alike. I think they're.
No, she ate
You rarely
them.
see them in the same room.
No, you're right. Percy, yes. I don't think you've seen Percy for years.
No.
No. But
Or maybe not her. It's hard to, maybe he just put on the dress.
She's fantastic, but you. I want to talk about you for a while.
Yeah. Okay.
You.
Check your notes.
No, I read that you were on you've been on Chris Moyle's show.
I did, yes.
Yes, and did you want to shake that show up a little bit? Is that why you did what you did?
I did. I think I was probably the longest guest that they've ever had on. I mean, it was great fun. I know Chris really well, and it was great. I just come out of the jungle, having become king of the jungle. Which was fantastic. I can't tell you, to be a 61-year-old gay man, to win that show was extraordinary. And I have to tell you, I'm going to digress slightly now. When you're in the jungle, you have no idea whatsoever what is going on in the outside world. So every morning when Ant and Dec come in to vote someone off, you're on the edge of your log, thinking it could be you. If you pardon the expression. And so to get through to the end, and I was with that awful woman, what's her name? Who? Yeah, Janet Dickinson. She was a fucking nightmare.
But you went after Gillian as well.
Gillian who?
McKee.
Oh no, if I'd been in there with Gillian McKee, I'd have killed her.
No, but you said that later. Why do you hate her so much?
Oh, well, she was appalling, wasn't she? She wouldn't do anything, and I tell you, when you're in there, the things that I did, you had to do because everybody had to eat. And she was so selfish. She didn't care about anybody. She just wanted to promote herself, or whatever she does, I don't know. Looks at poos, doesn't she, or something, I think.
Yeah, she does.
She's a nightmare.